You over there, boy, are you a pro Genji? Because I think you might actually win with this huge meta patch. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Stylosa, and this is Unit Lost. And let's talk about the winners and the losers of the year of the rooster of the patch. That doesn't even make sense. Now, you know me, ladies and gentlemen, I like to read patch notes, and we've had a massive balance patch to Overwatch, and this is to address the dreaded triple tank meta, which started during Season 3's beginning, and it was just tanks everywhere, all over the place. Genji, finding very hard to sort of be used. Tracer as well in some capacity. Other heroes as well. It was a bit of a mess, right? Everyone was just playing tanks. It was boring. It needed to be fixed. So I'm going to quickly go over what they've done because I've covered all of this in kind of other videos. But just to quickly recap you guys, this is what's happened. Ana, she's had her Bionade reduced by 50%. So it only increases healing by 50% instead of 100%. And its duration is 4 seconds instead of 5. This means Ana does less healing. D.Va, she has been pretty heavily nerfed to bring her back into line with how they want her to be played. So she only has, well, she has 400 health now, which is more than what she had before because she only had 200, but she's only got 200 armor. Before she had 400. What that means is she will die quicker. So any kind of sustained fire hitting D.Va will get her out of the mech quicker. This means she can't just fly around doing whatever the hell she likes. So D.Va has been nerfed. Sombra's been buffed, but it's a very minor buff. Basically, she can hack a bit quicker. This is pretty good because it's pushed them in the right direction. We might see Sombra being used a little bit more, but I don't think we're going to see her all that often. She needs a bit more work, I think. Then we've got the big one. This is Roadhog Hook 2.0. This means that if he hooks you, you're dead. So this is actually a pretty major buff for Roadhog. It means that he will, well, he's still in the meta. He's going nowhere. He's the Hogman. He doesn't give a crap. So who wins? Who the hell is going to win? Well, like I said at the start of this video, Genji and Tracer, I think they're going to win because if we have less tank usage because D.Va's been nerfed, this means there's a slot open for more DPS. So maybe a Genji starts getting played more, maybe Tracer starts getting played more. If those two get played more, that means we've got flankers back in the game again, which means we've got rapid, fast attack tactics back in the game again, which means we can go back into using dive comps, which means Winston is back in the game again. But let's go back to Genji. So Genji's problem in the tank meta was, well, he just tickled the tanks and they just laughed and then Ana healed them all up and then Ana got her ultimate, they got their ultimates and Genji died. That's basically what happened to Genji. Now, he could be used in some situations if the enemy team wasn't using the triple tank meta or even the dreaded quad tank. Genji could still do work. It wasn't like he was totally useless. But now, I think if less tanks get used because Ana's nerfed and because D.Va is nerfed, this probably means Genji's going to come back. Tracer, she's actually kind of okay before this patch dropped. She could still do some work. Now she can do even more work because there's less tanks. Basically, tanks are the worst target for Tracer. Tracer can deal with them much better than Genji can. I mean, we've probably all been there if you've played Tracer. Like, I've been playing a lot of Tracer recently. If you go in and engage a Reinhardt, for example, you can kill him. Like, he's got a lot of health, sure, he's got his barrier, but you can blink around him and just kill him, burn him down. Genji would find that maybe a little bit difficult. Winston, though, this is the guy that I'm the most happiest for, because Winston, you don't really see him, right, or you didn't really see him. I'm hoping we're going to see him more, because he's an integral component of the dive comp, getting in there fast. If you're using Genji and Tracer as your DPS, because you're not using triple tank, then you use Winston, right? That means you take Lucio, obviously. You're going to take Ana. Then you might take Zarya to bubble the Winston to go in. Or maybe you take a D.Va, right? Because D.Va's still going to have a use. She's just going to be more sort of specialist instead of just using it in every single game. You'll notice something interesting about that team. There's no Reinhardt, which is pretty interesting, right? Because Reinhardt is pretty much in every game, and I'm pretty sure he still will be pretty much in every single game. So if you're Reinhardt main, don't worry. But I think Winston's going to come back. Also, the other thing to Winston is he's very good against Genji and Tracer. So, especially Genji. So if they come back, that means Winston comes back. And this is the good thing. Through reducing the tanks, like with the nerfs to D.Va and Ana, it means that we get more variety in tactics that we can use, which is awesome. However, if Winston comes back, that means Reaper comes back, doesn't it? Now, Reaper has got kind of like a double buff here. No D.Va. Well, I say no D.Va. If D.Va's not on the field, so Reaper basically can attack people now, because before, D.Va could just go up to Reaper and kill him, which was absolutely preposterous, because Reaper's supposed to be anti-tank. D.Va could eat his ultimate as well, so Reaper kind of really didn't do anything. Now, though, I think Reaper's going to be a bit more effective because Reaper's great against Winston, and if Winston comes back, Reaper's going to have a place to counter him, and with less D.Va, Reaper's just going to be able to kind of do Reaper-y stuff. Now, the other one, and this is Mr. Soldier 76, he gets stronger. Now, he's pretty strong anyway, and I think he's just going to get stronger because there's no D.Va. So there's nobody there who can eat his ultimate, and there's nobody, and he can just kill her, right? He can just shred her out of the mech. But you notice that I'm talking as if D.Va's been removed from the game. She hasn't, and I think what will have to happen is if you want to counter a good soldier, you might have to get your D.Va to just focus on the soldier player. So we might actually see D.Va maybe more than I imagine. This is why it's very difficult trying to work out what's going to happen with a new patch, especially this early in the patch. We can guess, and most of the time it doesn't take a rocket brain surgeon scientist man to work this kind of stuff out, because it's most of it you can kind of work out from what's happening, and I'm hoping that this video does hit most of the, I guess in a way this is like how I want the game to go, and it's a logical path the game could take based off these changes that I've hit with you of the rooster. Roadhog. Yeah, Roadhog is pretty much like Soldier. Roadhog and Soldier are the big winners of this patch. In fact, probably Roadhog is the biggest winner. He is now more effective. He cannot bullshit hook people, so he can't hook you round the corner and all of that crazy stuff. He can't throw his hook through the window in Hanamura and just magically pluck somebody out. He can't do that anymore. But what happens is when he hooks you, you're dead. Any offensive hero is dead. Any support hero is dead the moment he hooks them. He can even kill Zarya in some situations when he hooks her, which is ridiculous. Other Roadhogs, because you should never hook first if you're Roadhog, always hook second, and then you'll win the duel. So I guess that kind of goes both ways. But yeah, Roadhog is very strong. We're going to see him and Soldier in every single game still, which, whatever you guys think about that, that's probably what's going to happen. Pharah. Now, she's an interesting one because Pharah kind of gets a bit weaker, because if there's less D.Va usage, that means it's kind of easier for somebody like Soldier or a McCree to start dealing with the Pharah because they don't have a D.Va in their face. However, D.Va is very annoying to a Pharah player because, D.Va will eat all of your projectiles. D.Va will fly into your face when you're ulting. Your ult will explode all over D.Va and splash damage you back and kill you. If that isn't obnoxious, I don't know what is. I mean, I know that triggers Pharah plays like you wouldn't believe. So Pharah kind of gets buffed, gets nerfed. She's kind of okay. She's still in a good place, so that's awesome. McCree, he's the interesting one as well. If more flankers come into the game, that means more McCree. Right now, Soldier is the standard go-to DPS. But if you're against two flankers, you might actually want to bring a McCree, because McCree will deal with Tracer and he will deal with Genji more effectively than Soldier will at close range. Now, Soldier's still going to be good, because if he pokes away at them at long range, he can still burn them down. So it's not like Soldier's useless, but McCree, I think he's going to come back more into his own, into that sort of specialist close-range brawler where he can kill any of the flankers super quick because they're back into the game. So that brings McCree back into the game. Again, this is awesome because this means more variety in teams that you will come against when you play competitive Overwatch. So what about ultimate combos? Well, we're probably going to see the Nano Blade coming back in a big way. Genji comes back. Nano in Genji is crazy powerful. Problem is, with the tank meta, you'd nano him and it would be pointless, right? You may as well nano Soldier or somebody else who could actually maybe do damage to the tanks. Genji couldn't really do anything to them. However, with less tanks, and if Genji's on the team, and if even Soldier's on the same team, so if you've got Genji, Soldier, and Ana, that gives Ana a choice. Like, who do I boost? Do I boost the Soldier? Do I boost the Genji? And I don't know about you guys, but I'd much rather have 2 DPS on a team than 3 tanks and 2 supports and Soldier. that just seems way more interesting to me. I don't think anybody likes the tank meta was okay to play, but it wasn't that fun, really, was it? It was okay, but it wasn't as good as Season 2. That was much better. So I think we're kind of going back a little bit to Season 2, but a more refined Season 2 for the end of Season 3. At least I hope that's what's happening. So who the hell's going to lose? Alright, so Ana's lost because she doesn't heal as much. But the thing is, Ana is taken one for the team. She loses, but Overwatch wins because it just becomes a more dynamic game. So that's cool. So Ana, we love you and we always will. I don't think Ana's going to get nerfed too much more. She might get some fine-tuning once they get more data on what's going on. But Ana's problem is if you nerf her too much, she becomes useless and then you won't use her. She's a very hard hero to balance, and I think she's kind of okay right now, but I still think we're going to see it in every single game. She's going to be like Roadhog, Ana, and Soldier are going to be in every single game. I can't really see a game they won't be in unless the enemy have got some crazy composition where you have to start really changing it up to try and counter them. Zenyatta might be a loser as well. This could be simply down to the fact we've got more flankers. Tracer, higher Tracer use and higher Genji use is bad news for Zen because they both murder Zen. Zen can kill them. He only needs to land a headshot. He discords some headshots and kicks them. They're dead. That's how Zen deals with them. The thing with Zen is he's got a massive hitbox. It's so easy for Tracer to kill him. I've been playing a lot of Tracer on one of my other accounts, and when you get Zen, it's just like, it's Christmas. It's like, oh, there's Zen, and you just kill him. You just one-clip him, blast him in the head, and he's dead. Because he's got a hitbox the size of the moon for a head. So it's very easy to kill him. Genji is a little bit harder for Genji to kill Zen, but he's going to do work to him, which is going to be bad news. This kind of means that Zen might get used a little bit less if we've got more flankers. I still think in terms of the standard support duo, which I don't think we're going to go away from, we're still going to see double support, is going to be Lucio and Ana. That is just where you go to, which means, like, what's going on with Mercy? Mercy is... I don't know about Mercy. I think that's a topic for another video. Poor Mercy. Reinhardt use might go down a little bit. And before you're like, Sty, what are you talking about? Reinhardt is never going away. He's so valuable in the game just because of the way the maps are designed. Yeah, when I'm talking go down, I mean just a little bit. Because if we've got more options for dive comps, if we've got double flanker teams, if we've got teams with like even triple DPS, what that means is we're only really going to take 2 tanks, like, or maybe even 1 tank. Let's just go through a dive comp build, kind of like what I did earlier in the video. So if we've got Winston, we've got Ana, we've got Lucio, we've got Genji, we've got Tracer, and then we've got Zarya. If you put Reinhardt into that team instead of Zarya, it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't work, right? Because you want to get in quick. You need Zarya to bubble the Winston. The 2 flankers and the Winston go in. Ana can heal them from range. Lucio speeds them all in. I mean, that still has always been a viable team in a way, but now it's more viable, I think, because we've got less burst healing from Ana, so it means that the defensive Reinhardt might be caught off guard if they do have one. So it's going to be interesting, but I think it's going to be, if you are a main tank player, so somebody who plays Reinhardt, I think you're going to be able to use more Winston now. Pretty much like how Season 2 went down, where there was more Winston because there's more Genji and there's more Tracer. There's more things for Winston to kill. Winston's problem with a tank meta is he is the worst tank at killing tanks by far. He's good at killing squishy DPS and squishy supports, but if they've got Roadhog, Reinhardt, Zarya on their team, and D.Va, Winston cannot do anything to them, so he dies, and that was Winston's problem. Or this could happen, and I really hope this doesn't happen, but we might just go back to triple tank, because instead of using D.Va, we just use Zarya, so we'll just have Reinhardt, Roadhog, and Zarya in every single game, and then we'll have Ana, because we need her to heal them, and then we'll have Lucio, and then we'll have Soldier, or McCree, or Genji, or Tracer. So maybe we've got a couple of options instead of for DPS, but yeah, that could be the problem. Now, if that happens, well, we're going to have to wait and see. I hope that doesn't happen, because I don't want to see triple tanks in every single game. I mean, I'm a tank-ish player, and I do enjoy the tanks, but seeing them in every single game does get a bit laborious. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm StyleOsa, and this is Unit Lost. I want you to comment below with how you think this meta is going to develop. This has been a fairly complex video, gone into a lot of detail on the way the game is probably going to change. It could change for the better, or it could stagnate. We don't know yet. A lot of this has been conjecture, but I hope that we're going to see more DPS, and I hope we're going to see more Genji, more flankers, more McCree. That's what I want to see, because it's more fun. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm StyleOsa, and this is Unit Lost. You can follow me on Twitter if you like, which is @UnitLostGaming, and do follow me on Twitter. I do like to post pictures of my new Reaper statue. It is beautiful. And if you like the video, then like the video, subscribe to the channel, tell your granny, and I will catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.